Hi guys, today I'm going to continue with my Christmas specials, and this time I'm going to make a set of a festive hat and mitts for my 1-year-old, so I hope you enjoy the video and hopefully you'll make some for your little ones as well. So things that you'll need, obviously the very beautiful yarn. There's the very glittery one. I'll put a link to where I got it down in the description. And then the red one is also necessary because that's what makes our rims, but the white one is actually optional because I just used it for the pom-pom to make it a little bit more exciting, but it doesn't need it. You can just make it with a red one. And then obviously something to cut, a crochet needle, and even though this is DK yarn, I am still using the 2.5mm hook because I really like it. So it's completely up to you. With DK yarn, I think you can use up to 4mm. So if that's more comfortable for you, then do that. See you in a second. So I'm going to start with the red yarn, and first of all, I do my slip knot, and then I'm going to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So in the first row, I'm going to skip 1 chain and insert my hook into the second chain from the hook. And then I'm going to do a row of double crochets, which is the UK term, and in American, it's single crochet. So I'm going to do a row of those to start with. Okay, so now I got to the end of my row. I should have 8 stitches because obviously we skipped one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great, so I'm going to turn my work around, chain 1, and this time I'm going to put my hook into the first stitch. So first one here, and do another row of double crochets. Okay, I'm almost at the end. So in this one, I'm still going to just go in here in the last stitch. But in the next row, I'm going to do something different. And then I turn my work around. Again, chain 1, chain 1, and then do a row of double crochets. I think I just, hang on. Something's gone a bit wrong there. I lost, there we go. So again, I turn my work around, chain 1, making sure that all my yarn is on the hook this time, and I'm going to do another row of double crochets. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and now, like in my previous project, instead of going into that last stitch here, I'm actually going to go into the next stitch along, which is the last stitch of the previous row. It's quite tricky to get into at first, but then when you get used to it, it kind of just flows. So I do that to basically help keep my edges straight. But if you have your own way to keep edges straight, then please use your own way, because it doesn't make any difference. It's just I've struggled with the edges for a long time, and I tried all sorts of different ways, and it just never worked. So this is what I do. This is my preference. So again, I'm at the end of the row, and instead of here, I'm just going to go into that stitch just there. That's one loop, and the other one. There we go. That's the inside stitch. And again, turn my work around, chain one, and do another. Okay, and I'll do a few more rows like this, and then I'll come back to show you what my edges look like afterwards. And again, just at the end there. Okay, I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do exactly, because I'm just creating this pattern right now. So please have a look at the bottom in the description. It will all be there. So a few rows in, and just wanted to show you why I do the ends the way I do. It's because of that, because of the wonderfully straight edges. So I'm just going to carry on now, and well, do it until the wristband is wide enough for my baby girl's wrist, and I'll see you in a minute. And I have 30 stitches, and what I need to do is connect the two ends. So I'm just going to put them against each other and do double crochets in both. So go through the first end and then go through the second end and do a double crochet. And I'm going to try to weave this loose end as well to secure the stitches. Just need to make sure that it's going into the right place. I need to make sure to do this one last side stitch as well, because that will ensure a straight edge here. There we go. So that's finished, and now I'm going to move on to the next part. Right, so now I'm going to start with my lovely glittery yarn. So I'm going to start at the back. So where my stitch is from where I connected the two, I'm going to go into the first one on this side and then pull my yarn over and hold the back. And I'm going to work with triple crochets here. In British English, which in American is double crochets. So first I need to chain 2 to make my row stand up, and then yarn over, put the hook into the next stitch along, pull it through. I have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, yarn over again and pull it through the second 2 loops. And now I'm going to put this yarn, this end bit, I'm going to weave it in so it doesn't fall apart. So for the second triple crochet in the next stitch, I'm going to yarn over, put it in the stitch, make sure that this one is above the hook. Pull the, try again, yarn over, put the hook in, yarn over, pull it through. We have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over again. And then in the next stitch, same thing all the way around. So this is what I'm going to do for this round. I'm at the end of my row, and as you can see there's a big gap there. So what I need to do, I need to connect the 2 sides with a slip stitch. So I'm going to go into the 3rd stitch from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. This one here. Just gonna put my hook through, pull the yarn, and not do anything. Just pull it through the stitch as well, and that way the gap is closed. So now for the 2nd round, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So just a round of triple crochets, chain 2, and then just go around 1 triple crochet in each stitch. Now I'm at the end of the row. Again, I need to connect the 2 sides with a slip stitch. So 1, 2 in the 3rd stitch from the bottom, and connect. There we go. And I'm going to do a few more triple crochet rows. Not quite sure how many because I'm making this pattern up as I go along, so please refer to the pattern below in the description. And I'll see you here in a few seconds. I have 8 rows now, and I'm ready to start decreasing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to chain 2 as usual, and then do 4 triple crochets, 1 in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm going to do the decrease. So to do that, I'm going to yarn over, put the hook through into the next stitch, yarn over again, and pull the yarn through. Now I'm going to have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2. So this is basically half of our triple crochet. I'm not going to finish this, I'm going to yarn over again instead, put the hook through the next stitch, yarn over. I have 4 loops, then yarn over again and pull through the first 2. And when I end up with 3, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of them. So that's my first decrease. Now I'm going to do 4 triple crochets, 1 in each stitch again. 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to do another decrease. So yarn over, put the hook through the next stitch, yarn over again, yarn over again, have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2. We're not finishing the stitch, instead we're yarning over again, and we're putting the hook through the next stitch, yarning over and pulling the yarn. We have 4 loops, then we yarn over and pull through the first 2, and when we end up with 3, we yarn over again and just pull through all of them, and 4 triple crochets again. 2, 3, and 4, and 1 more decrease here. And 1 last round here. So 4 triple crochets. Actually, no, sorry, that's not the last round. There's one more round after that. It'd be good if I could count, wouldn't it? Anyway, so do this decrease here. And this is our last one. So 4 triple crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, followed by 1 decrease. Okay, now we just need the slip stitch to connect our row. There we go. So that's, you can see, nicely rounded there. Now I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but just with fewer stitches. So I'm going to chain 2 and then do 3 triple crochets, 1 in each stitch. 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to do 1 decrease. And I'm going to do this until the end of the row. So again, 3 triple crochets followed by a decrease, 3 triple crochets followed by a decrease. And I'll see you in a minute. We are almost there. So now, following the same pattern, I'm going to do 2 triple crochets followed by a decrease, and then the same until the end of the row. So see you in just a second. Right, so it is getting a bit more tricky now, but we are almost there. So now just 2 chains as usual, and then 1 triple crochet followed by 1 decrease. 1 triple followed by 1 decrease, and just go like that until the end of the row. So now the last bit here, I'm just going to slip stitch and skip. So I'm going to skip this stitch here. If I can see which one's next. There we go. So skip this one and slip stitch in that one. Gonna skip the next one and slip stitch in the following one. I'm going to skip the next one and slip stitch in the following one. And again, skip that one and slip stitch in the following one. That's a bit tricky. You need to pull the yarn to make sure it's not. There you go. And I'm going to look inside to see how we're doing. Yeah, so it's all closed now. So what I need to do now is fasten enough. And to make sure that it looks nice, I'm going to pull this inside. And then I'm going to yarn yarn it through a few times to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. But essentially, this is the first of our mitts. So now I'm going to do the second one, and I'll see you here in a minute. So here they are, festive mitts for my baby girl. Now, my daughter is about 1, so this is, just bear in mind, this is the side I'm going for here. And now, as we all know, babies often lose their mitts and their socks because they tend to take them off. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to make sure that they don't get left behind. So one way would be using an elastic. I'm trying to use a really thin one so that my baby doesn't really notice that it's there. So I'm just going to put the hook through one of the stitches and then pull the elastic through. Okay, and then once it's there, I'm just going to tie it. Now obviously check your baby's wrist before, because it has to be tight enough to actually stay on the wrist, not slip off the hand, but at the same time you need to make sure that it's not too tight, because that would be very bad. So I'm not going to give you any measurements here, because it's all up to you and how wide the rest of your baby is. So I'm just going to cut that here and then move this here. So that's one very, very simple way to do it. So the other way is to join the 2 mitts with a long string. I'm sure you've seen that in many of your other outfits before. So I'm just going to use the colourful yarn. And I'm just going to pull it through like so. And then make another, just make a double crochet stitch just here. And then I'm going to use, I think it's a double chain, I'm not 100% sure, I just know that this is a thing. So I have those 2 loops just here on the yarn, which is this one here and this one here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the hook through the second loop and yarn over just through the first one, and then yarn over again through both. And again, I'm going to put the hook through one of the loops, yarn over, pull it through the first one, and then yarn over again and pull it through both. And again, pull it through the first one, yarn over, 2 loops, yarn over through both. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on, making sure that the string is long enough to be put behind my baby's back when she's wearing the mitts, so that it's not dangerous. And I'll see you here in a minute. Okay, so I think I finished with the chain here, the double chain. It's about 36 inches long, and that's how long I want it for my daughter. And I'm just going to attach the second end to the other mitt. So again, we're going to go where the stitch is on the inside, and just, oopsie, and make sure that I don't break anything in the process. So I'm going to put it through one of the stitches, and then pull it again. And then I have 2 loops and do a double crochet. And then do the same with another stitch. Just make sure that I put it through both loops. There we go. And that's our chain attached. Okay, and now I'm just going to fasten off and then secure the stitch by pulling it through again on the inside, just there. Right, so the mitts are ready, and I also have the hat ready because I'm using exactly the same pattern that I created for my Santa hat. So I'm adding a link at the end of this video. So you just use a different yarn, but use exactly the same measurements and use exactly the same pattern. And that's it. So there you have it. One festive hat and a set of festive mitts. I hope you enjoy making them, and if you have any comments or any pointers for me to make it better, I'll be very happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.